party wanting to know what's up. So,
Greetings, internet.
They're trying to spy on us.
Greetings.
Yeah, that's it.
The spy web is more
they've come to
nefarious than the
give us critical
Centauri.
critiques on our
I
behaviour.
like it.
Alright, so today we're going to have a bit of D&D. We're starting with early level 1 stuff. We'll probably aim to go for maybe an hour, 2 hours, something like that. Still early days. Things are a little bit on rails at the moment, but as the guys get a bit more level and a bit more understanding of their surrounds and that sort of thing, things will become a bit more hopefully sandboxy, open worldy, but we'll be building a bit of a railroad tonight. With me, I have some fantastic guests who I'm very pleased to have jumped on board. I have playing our Dragonborn Barbarian. Is it Andre? Is that how I pronounce that?
Yeah, Andre.
Yeah, is Tyrone. By the way, if anyone has anything they want to plug, social media, Instagram, when I say your name, go for it.
I'm just me. I don't have anything famous that I'm doing.
Alright, and
So,
we have as our fallen Asimar, we have Druid, we have Adela. Adela, thank you for joining us tonight.
Hey guys, thanks for having me along. And as I said last session, as the only female in the campaign, I will not be taking my shirt off.
Actually, I'm overdressed. Normally, at least session 1, I'm shirtless. It's a departure from the good group, I have to say. There are a lot more shirts on. Also, we have John... Sorry, hang on. Is it Ron Orc Jorans? Is that right? Ron Orc Jorans?
Just Orc.
Just Orc. It's just Orc. We have with me my friend Crimsonus. Crimsonus, welcome.
Hey, due to popular demand, apparently I've got to take my shirt off now? I don't know.
Well, I mean, you don't have to. We would never obligate someone, strictly.
All good. I'll make sure those good group spies appreciate the RP.
And also we have with us today my friend Damon. I've played a lot of D&D with this guy over the years as our 1T pure blood sorcerer. Damon.
Yeah. Hey, nerds! If you're watching and you want to get fit, come to Zenyo Judo on Hoddle Street, 96A Hoddle Street, and I'll help you learn to throw people. No, seriously, I'm a judo teacher. That's my shameless plug. Come do judo with me on Saturdays and Mondays. You can find me on Facebook. Yeah, Zenyo.
Tasmanian MMA in the
Become
house.
a real grappler monk.
Right.
So,
We got refs, we got photographers, we got the judo boys. Let's go.
Yay.
We do have a bit of the representation.
Yeah.
That's actually how I know Adela is. I've photographed many an MMA card, but she has refereed one. So that's how. We won't get into all of our shared backstories.
We'll never start the campaign if we start talking martial arts. Oh no.
This is true. So, look, today we'll set the scene a little bit. The players probably don't need to do a lot of scene setting. I think they're all, to some degree, familiar with Faerun, but we'll go over it quickly for people who might be watching. So, Faerun is a magical, mystical kingdom. It is ancient. It is ruled over by gods, goddesses, and various different forces. It is peopled by things like, if you're familiar with the Lord of the Rings, things like dwarves, elves, halflings, all of which have their own unique laws. So essentially we're dealing with a kind of high magic medieval setting. In particular where we find ourselves with our current two groups. What's going to be occurring should things go well and to plan? We're going to go through a group of sessions called the Battle for Daggerford. Hello, by the way, Bilbo Biggins in the chat. Shout outs to him from the Good Party. Hey, Axis, my brother and head mod. Good to have you both in the chat. So basically,
Axis, holding it down.
we're going to kick off in Daggerford for our adventures today. The players have got a handout which gives them just a very brief kind of map of Daggerford and a bit of an outline. So basically, Daggerford is a town that kind of sits halfway between two much bigger, more well-known towns in the world of Faerun, known as Baldur's Gate and Waterdeep. And so, as a result of kind of its location, it's got a bit of a chip on its shoulder. It always kind of wants to become a much bigger town, punch above its weight, become a rival of Waterdeep and that sort of thing. But with varying degrees of success. It obviously hasn't replicated the size of its much bigger.
It's Canberra.
Of its neighbours. Yeah, like I guess I'm thinking. I was thinking of a Launceston vibe, but Tyrone the Red, good is for suckers, Bilbo. Can't hear anything. Boy howdy from mums. Oh, yep. Happy birthday, mum. By the way. My mum turned 70 this week. Let's see a happy birthday in the chat from my dear old mumsy.
Happy birthday, Mum.
Basically, Daggerford, really, like, it wants to punch above its weight, but it's still a pretty small town. It's ruled over traditionally by a duke or duchess. However, at the moment, it is presently ruled over by a council. They've kind of replicated Waterdeep's approach to lords, doing the whole masked lord thing. Waterdeep keeps secret who its lords actually are, who its ruling council actually is, but pretty much everyone in Daggerford has a fair idea of who's on the council anyway, and there is the Duchess Morwen Daggerford as well, who is a considerable power in the town. So basically the town is divided up into, I'll bring up my handout so I can see it myself. It's a pretty simple little town. You basically got at the top end of the town, people will be able to see the map on screen. We have the Ducal Castle, which is the residence of the Daggerfords. Then we have basically the Farmer Quarter, which is where the thing with Daggerford you have to remember as well. A lot of the residents of Daggerford actually don't live in Daggerford. It's kind of a bit of a farming hamlet. A lot of the population of Daggerford actually live in surrounding farms and hamlets and things like that. Then we've got the Caravan Quarter, which kind of caters to travellers. That is where our adventurers today will find themselves. And then obviously we have the kind of the Dock Quarter and the Moneyed Quarter. All of which should be pretty self-explanatory from their descriptions, but we will certainly get to know Daggerford much better over the coming weeks. For tonight, however, we find our adventurers seated in the Dagger's Rest, a fairly new establishment in the Caravan Quarter, tended to by the half-orc barbarian Thraim Morkruk. It seems to attract a fairly diverse patronage. As you look around the room, wonderful upwards inflection at the end of that word. That was maths, but anyway. As you scan around the room, you see, as said, a fairly diverse patronage. We have these gentlemen over here, the four kind of black garb dudes. They're kind of like tattooed and gnarled. They look like they've probably been in a few fights in their time. Otherwise, you can see in front of the bar there, seated just behind the table where you guys are seated, appear to be three gentlemen garbed in armour. They look to be quite experienced kind of soldiers. So basically, much as with the good party, all of you have kind of felt a bit of a pull in recent times. You've actually had dreams going back many years throughout your life where you have kind of seen the faces of these other people that you feel, and like within these dreams, it's all over the gamut, the experiences you have with them. There's conquests, there's failures, there's glory, there's sorrow, and you kind of throughout your life you have these dreams of these people, and basically in much more recent times you felt a pull towards Daggerford, and the dreams have become a bit more intense, a bit more constant, and constantly there's the promise, come to Daggerford, it all starts in Daggerford. And so basically you've kind of followed this pull almost in a bit of a trance-like daze until you have found yourself where you are seated here and now in the Dagger's Rest. much to your extreme and understandable shock, you can see the 3 faces around you that are so familiar that they may as well be your own family, yet they belong to complete strangers. So that's where we kind of kick off today. Just one second. Ever classy Daggerford, that's it. Adventures in your local tavern. It's more likely than you think. It's very likely. Do a flip, maybe later. Anyway, guys, I will give you kind of a moment to meet each other and jump in if I need to.
Fabulous. So Inkiri has walked into the tavern. She has olive skin and dark black hair. She's wearing a hood with leather armor. On a pauldron, her pauldrons have a short-snouted alligator skull on one side and a brown bear skull on the other. And she has no shoes, as any good druid should have. She walks into the room and sits down at the table, feeling called to this place, annoyed, but glad that it wasn't the voice of Sylvanus calling her here, but a strange voice that she's never heard before, and her curiosity and the dreams have pulled her to the tavern.
Okay.
She sits down.
In Carrie, if you're sitting down close to the bar, you see this scrawny, kind of pallid fellow, and not hooded, but with like a high collar that kind of is attached to a rather gaudy vest. On close inspection, his skin is yellow, his eyes are green, his hair is white, and he's only 5 foot tall, but fairly human looking. A few wrinkles on his face, and you see a just ever so slightly forked tongue dipping into the pallid beer, the tepid beer of the Dagger's Rest. He seems to be pointedly ignoring you, but in fact a little nervous twitch of his fingers shows that he's well aware that someone of some significance or power has entered his small presence.
And then watching over, sitting next to him is a big hulking, like 7 foot tall, dragonborn with very white scales. So obviously he's got his ancestry is from a white dragon, and he looks like he's dressed in very like the sort of clothing that someone from a snowy mountain land would be. Is like all furs with his greaves, like his around his feet. It's just like all fur lined, and he's got a fur lined jacket, and but with bare arms, and just sort of slumped down next to him is wait, are weapons allowed in this tavern? Or would I have left my weapons outside? So, well, if weapons are allowed in this tavern, then slumped down next to me, you just see like a quiver of like a back quiver of like javelins, and then one just really huge giant like what looks like a hunting spear. And anyway, and that's just down beside me. But yeah, basically this giant 7 foot tall white dragonborn with like in fur-lined clothes. So and you can see like his clothes. Not only are they fur-lined, which is like weird, being in a coastal town. He definitely, the way he's dressed, and as soon as you hear his accent, when he talks, you could definitely tell that he's not from around here. He's definitely from
Do we get to hear that accent?
No, I'm not doing a bad Russian accent. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll see. I'll see how I go.
Inkiri tilts her head as she sees both of you standing there, giving a look of, I'm better than you, but still pondering these two new, very interesting short man, tall man duo that she's looking at, who are very, very curious in this nature, but because she's a bitch, she just sits there and stares back.
I love
Yeah.
it.
So Orc's just sitting at the table. Just a pretty standard-looking, run-of-the-mill, coppery-skinned wood elf. Simple clothing. There's a spear casually leaning against the table. I look over at Inkiri and say, "Sweet gator."
Yes, I love them. And she pats it in this really soft, slightly creepy way of like, this is my companion, and he'll be with me forever. It's softly covered with moss and a little bit of mildew, and maybe even just a little bit of fungus.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not used to those sorts of creatures from my homeland, but if I did, I'm sure I'll be happy to capture one on the end of my spear.
Well, that's what the swamp's good for.
From Shalem, what are the armored gents saying? Can I get a perception check, Shalem? Let's see if you can get a decent ear to what they're saying.
Charlene tries to be subtle.
Okay. We need to turn on your advantage toggle. I'll do that quickly. Character sheet.
I can probably. I can. All right, you do it.
Good.
I can do that stuff.
He's had 2 rolls come up.
Okay. So it should be set on toggle now. So just be conscious of that. All of you guys will have.
The way I do it, if someone accidentally rolls a double, you just take the first one, no matter what. But on the left.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
So I've turned toggle on for everyone. So that's what we'll do in future. I'll have an
Yeah.
argument.
If you gave me a re-roll, that would be unfair, as it were.
Well, actually, my group from last week may well agree with you on that one. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we'll take the 16. Okay, so I mean, you're able to kind of make a decent amount from what you're able to gather. They are indeed, as they look, 3 men of military bearing. They're kind of both. So from what you can gather, the people at the top and the bottom appear to be affiliated from one group, and from what you can tell, they would appear to be Lord's Alliance. And they're sitting chatting with a gentleman who, well armoured. If you think of your kind of standard medieval knight, that's basically what he looks like. You're unsure of his exact affiliation, but they're discussing wanting to have a greater presence in the city of Daggerford than they currently do, including maybe establishing a Lord's Alliance garrison within the city. And they're basically just I guess, discussing the difficulty involved in that with the local politics and the local militia and constabulary, how that would look and what difficulties with that might be. So basically, as you guys are kind of very cagily warming to one another, or at least getting to know one another, you see the gentleman towards the bottom of your screen, this one here. He does appear to be keeping an eye out, watching you guys fairly intently, maybe waiting for something. And yeah, I'll hand it back to you guys for a little bit.
What time of day is it?
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so you've arrived at Daggerford late in the evening, so it's night time at the moment. You're looking at, say, let's say about 7-8 o'clock. So we're not talking full dark, but it's getting on in the evening.
Are they eating?
Yeah, there's general tavern frivolity around. People drinking, people eating. The 4 dudes in black are just nursing ales. Everyone else has kind of got a mix of both. Andre's already punching the table. Good stuff.
So I'll look around at the other 3 adventurers and I'll say, what's with the dreams? You guys have them too, surely. Am I the only one? Am I crazy?
Shalim,
You might be crazy, but I've had strange dreams drawing me here too. But luckily I met up with him. He's helped me in this strange land.
Oh yeah, we do have some, I guess, common backstory there. I don't know if you want to share at this point, that Andre, or if that just comes out when it comes out.
Yeah,
You're so kind, Jillian, to help this lovely, large, interesting gentleman across our lands. Yes, dreams, so to say. I have had and an interesting voice, not the voices that I'm used to, that brought me here. And I was curious. So
What's
here I
so
am.
unusual about a dream? Even a vivid dream? You know, it's said that there are people that interpret dreams and they make a good gold dragon or two from taking from nobles and the wealthy. It's quite a plague. These dream interpreters. I don't put much stock in dreams, and yet you can see there's a hesitation there. There's a tension when he kind of spits these words out. Sorry, DM, is it possible to just get a very quick rundown? So there's faces. We're seeing faces in the dream, and the dream is actually calling us to a location.
Yeah,
Is
so
there any other
basically these dreams have kind of been gone on throughout your life. So it's not just like a last 6 months thing. These have like occurred since a very young age, and they really do vary. One of the few common themes are indeed the faces you see before you. What actually occurs in the dreams? In one dream, it might be you standing above all others with your companions in conquest. In another dream, you might be horribly meeting your death by their sides. But the only common theme is these people you have been drawn to, and you just over the years constantly dreamed of you guys in often fairly dramatic situations, it must be said, but running the whole gamut of experience from, like I said, from like conquest to like devastating defeat.
Okay, so I'll jump in. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead. That's cool.
I was just going to say, my character sort of interrupts and says, I recognize you guys, but I don't know your name. I'm Orc.
Lovely name, Orc. You can call me Inkiri.
Nah, it's not lovely. It's from my youth. That's a long story for another time.
I am called Andre.
Alright, as you guys are, warming slightly more, this gentleman who does appear to have been paying fairly keen attention to you this whole time strides over and sits down. He looks like a typical merchant, although reasonably well-to-do as far as merchants go. He doesn't look like he's a merchant that's down on his luck, but beyond that, he is relatively nondescript. He sits down, basically pulls the stool with him, sits down. Hi, I hope you don't mind me briefly interrupting. I was told to expect there might be a party of adventurers through this way soon. Potentially, if that's true, I might have work for some capable and subtle hands.
Well, I don't know how subtle this big guy might be, but I'm known for my subtlety myself. What are we talking about?
Well, and it kind of coughs a little bit into his hand and look. You know that look when you're trying to let someone know in front of you, hey, like look over there, but without like over. He does that, and he seems to be kind of gesturing towards the table of the four gents in black, the kind of grizzled, gnarled, tattooed, scary looking gentleman sitting over there. Is like, might be it would be good for me if those 4 gentlemen over there were to disappear. And
And
perhaps if they were to disappear, you guys might have proved yourself capable of more tasks in the future. I would, of course, pay handsomely for any work that you did. And he's
good
really
would
trying to
that be
hustle
for
himself.
us?
Sorry.
How good would that be for us? Like, can you give me more of a solid paying up front kind of idea?
Shrewd. I like it. It's always a pleasure doing business with someone who's got their wits about them. Certainly. I have 25 gold crown for each of you sitting on me right now. Happy to hand that across, plus another 25 once the job is done. And of course, these pay scales are at the smaller end of what I can offer, but it is a proving ground. You need to prove you're worth the big money, so to speak.
Okay, what do you want us to do exactly?
Well, those 4 gentlemen over there, they waylaid an associate of mine, and they beat him to death. They are thugs. They're from a local organized crime gang that operates here in Daggerford. And when they are not waylaying my friends, they're robbing my caravans and things of that nature. I would see them gone.
So that would be really, really valuable to you if they were to be gone.
Yes, as said, I'm certainly happy to pay 25 gold crown up front.
I think it's more valuable than that.
Okay, fine.
While this haggling's going on, Charlim is trying to recall anything he knows about local gangs, local groups, factions. He's looking at the tattoos. He's not particularly intelligent, but he's racking his brains trying to figure out, what's going on.
Okay, so basically, roll me a what would be relevant? Go, I guess history. Yeah, roll me a history check.
Additionally, I'd like to, determine his motivation. Be
Yep,
lying
roll me an insight check as well, then, please, Orc.
Is Orc a gnome?
No, Orc is an elf, a wood elf. Orc is merely his name. Shalom. So looking at them, I mean, they do have the trappings of kind of like organized crime gangs that you pretty much would see anywhere. You're not really able to divine a whole lot more from that. You do know that I mean, Daggerford does have its kind of colourful mob history. There are a presence there. You are aware also that to some degree the Zentarum have a level of network and a level of presence in Daggerford as well. So Orc 15. Look, from what you gather, you feel like he's being quite truthful. He may not be, I guess, laying everything on the table, but you don't feel he's misleading you either. Like, in terms of what his motivations are, in terms of having waylaid a kind of colleague of his and him wanting to stop what's been a blight on his mercantile trade.
Yeah, Andre's naturally wary of anyone else around here because he's not used to this culture, and so my insight check, I would know the same as well.
Okay.
Inkiri being a court functionary and a courtier, does she see any of the clothes that the guy's wearing himself that would, and this is a background skill, that would give her an idea of who and what he's connected to?
Nice.
Roll me an insight check as well. We got insight checks all around. Andre, yeah, look, again, in terms of your insight check,
mine was pretty much the same sort of information as what Orc was going for.
Yeah, I was going to say, you basically pick up on
I'm just, Andre's just naturally paranoid because he's not from around here, and he's just like, he doesn't understand the customs, but from what he does understand, the stuff that this guy's proposing seems like that kind of thing would be frowned upon around here, but he doesn't know the customs, so he's waiting for Shilliam to give him more.
Our gentleman friend here can kind of see picks up on the wariness in your face and goes, "Oh, naturally, don't get caught. If you were to be seen doing this by the local constabulary or the militia, you would be thrown in jail. But then I have no need of workers who aren't capable in their crafts. If you're not up to the task, I guess that's your problem."
So Inkiri knows all the movers and shakers. Does she know who this guy is?
Okay, so you don't recognize him as being a particularly having, I guess, a vague idea of the merchants that kind of at least ones of his dress that operate in the region. You don't recognize him, and I'm trying to think how to put it. Should we have tokens out of the bar? We assumed we moved somewhere else. Okay, where you are, Shalim, is basically kind of where
I moved my guy to the bar
Okay.
because that's where I was.
Yeah.
And it helps me to have a visual, and
Sure.
I'm starting to get a nice sense of this tavern. This is a great little map. I love it.
Yeah, I sort of half made it myself. So basically, what you kind of and he's picking up, I guess, on the apprehension and that sort of thing, and he goes, "Look, I guess a big part of operating in this business, when offered this sort of contract, should one wish to do such work again, would be not asking too many questions."
You're talking about, doing it in secret, not getting caught. I just feel that there's a high level of risk.
Yes.
And a higher value to you that it's just more than 25, mate. Darling,
Alright,
it just
okay.
is.
Well, let's see the colour of your persuasion check.
Ha! That's an 18, sir.
All right, beautiful. It looks like you feel like the way you say it, there's like a little bit of extra oomph there. Like you feel like you said it good, and you see it like land on this gentleman, and you can see he can tell it was good as well, and he hates it. Like there's this moment of, ugh. Fine, I suppose as a first outing, as a goodwill gesture, 30 crowns now, and 25 upon completion. As recognition
Gentlemen?
of our future good faith, of course.
I'm bored and, kind of like a gap year for me at the moment. What do you think?
Beat up some guys, risk our lives just for some money. I don't know. Go back to your table, buddy. I'll do an intimidate.
Oh, yep.
Sorry, go, Shalom.
I kind of hide behind Andre, and I'm feeling very uncomfortable, but also very devious. I'm thinking some really devious stuff right now.
So, hey, who are you trying to intimidate, Orc?
I'll just tell the guy to go back to his table.
Oh, okay. Well, he's going to kind of, he looks at you and he goes, "What about the rest of you? Should I go back to my table?"
I say quite loudly. I say loudly, friend, merchant, whoever you are, surely we can meet. We have not seen each other for some time, and in fact, we have been seeing each other apparently our entire lives. Yeah, that's right. Shalim's not very bright, so he just says it. He's like, we've been seeing each other our entire lives, apparently dreams. And he bullies Andre, if Andre's amenable, to kind of act as like a human privacy screen. And he wants to he's trying to get all the homies to huddle up It's like, yes, gather, huddle, butt out.
As
Is this guy a man or a woman?
he's a
Who is this?
man. He's a man.
Yeah. I
Um,
say, butt out
Oh.
for a moment, won't you?
as you say that,
Inkiri sighs at these signs of masculinity, but just goes with
as
it because
as you
exhausting.
mention the dreams and tell him to butt out, as you say butt out, he goes, "Oh yes, I know about the dreams."
Oh, that comes.
Insight check, please.
Okay, yep, insight check. You can all roll an insight check. Let's see how it goes across the board.
It makes
Hey!
Charlene hesitate.
Hey!
Charlene still
Hey!
wants the group.
Hey!
Okay, so Andre's thinking, damn, the rafters on this building, they're high quality.
Yeah, Andre's just angrily glaring. Andre's just angrily glaring at him, but just trying to be intimidating. But he's got the physical presence, but not the charisma to be intimidating.
So we'll say
Andre is my himbo.
Inkeri and Orc, he, from what you observe, he 100% absolutely does know about the dreams. Because there was a moment there where it was kind of like, did he just say that because he heard Shalim say it? But from what you gather, it does look like he's speaking the truth. Oh, by the way, sorry, pause for 1 second. Thank you very much for the follow, Iseth and Bonfetta. I was offline when you did the follow, but thank you very much for that. Sorry, over to you, Shalim.
Charlene whispers really quietly, super quietly, gets everyone in and just says, I say we pit the dark armored ones against the merchants, and we let them kill each other, and we take all of their good things off their bodies, including their secrets. What say you, my
A
friends?
tavern
I love it.
brawl?
I
That
love it.
sounds
I love
awesome.
it. I love it. I love what you do. I love your work.
All right.
Thank you.
So, well, we'll say our gentleman friend goes, I will give you guys a moment to discuss my proposal. Then, if he's not moved yet, then if everything should prove agreeable, I will hand you over the before fee. And anyway, you can discuss it. I'll be over here. Walks back to his chair, sits down quietly.
Yeah, good. Yes, that's a good idea. Now go.
So we take the upfront money. We say yes. Because we have to do it quietly. We follow those people. We talk to them and say, hey, this guy's paid us to kill you. And then, and then do we what do we do with the guy who's supposed to know about these dreams? Can we hurt him to get something out of him? I don't like someone knowing something about me that I don't know.
Yes, he must die.
I wasn't saying die. I was saying more pump for information, and if death happens as a consequence of pumping for information, then oops, my bad.
Oh, you weren't saying die. Sorry, I was saying die.
Okay.
Wait, Shalim, I thought that sort of thing was frowned upon around here. I'm not used to the customs but I thought you told me that I can't just go around like hunting people like that.
Are you listening, good party? Sorry, do go on, Tyrone.
Oh, we're not allowed to hunt them for sport. But what you do for politics and money, that's a whole thing.
Okay.
This sounds awesome.
This place is confusing, but I'll just
he won't be missed. He's desperate. I imagine.
Inkiri pats Andre like she would a bear, like this kind of
So I'm not going to impale them now.
No, we wait. This is a plan.
That's so dope.
He is a blunt instrument. I love him.
Okay.
You've got yourself a lovely meat shield there. I really like it.
As all this is sort of going on, you've obviously cast the odd glance towards that table. They don't appear to be paying a whole lot of attention to the area around them. They're fairly deep in their cups. So basically,
We're
the gentleman, have you done your discussion? He sticks his head back. Have you decided I can come back again in a moment?
Um,
But only
well,
so many moments.
I'm not against it. I'm sorry, I was just a little concerned that you don't really know us, but perhaps you do. Just a moment, I'm going to get a beer. And Charlene goes to get another beer,
Mm-hmm.
and he wants to ask the bar staff, he wants to ask the tavern keeper where the criminals are staying.
Okay. All right. So the bartender is Three Mokrak. He's a half orc, and he's been the proprietor of this. Well, recently, it's a recently opened venue, hence why it doesn't appear in the wiki. So you hand over your couple of coppers. Well, that's insignificant. We won't worry too much about that as far as character sheets, and get your drink. And so, yeah, go on, talk to me.
So orcs, like dwarves, are stereotypically Scottish as well,
No,
are they?
that's just the voice that was there when I reached for a voice.
I say,
All of my D&D characters are like one of three voices. There's oh look, I'm a halfling. Oh look, I'm ever so actually it's more like this. I'm ever so Irish. Look at me, I'm a halfling. And then there's I'm everyone else. And then there's this is my neutral voice. Which no, hang on, that's now I'm not even going to be
Yeah,
able to talk as that guy anymore. You've totally ruined it.
that's why I'm cautious to do the accent, but
Yeah, that's it.
I'll try to slip it in a little bit better. Yeah.
While Ashlim's away at the bar, Inkiri is looking at Andre with this kind of creepy evaluation look in regards to his value as a meat shield.
Yeah, I just love that
those
he's like I'm loving a dragonborn barbarian. I think that's a great combo.
those four by the bar,
Yeah, I
by
yeah,
the
like
west wall. I mean, I'm sorry, I've had a few drinks. By the west wall, the ones in the black leathers.
Mm-hmm.
Who are they, and where are they staying?
And I'll do a
And,
perception on them, just for noticing stuff
Okay.
noteworthy.
and Charlene hands over a gold piece.
Yeah. All right. So, give me a persuasion check, Charlene. Okay. So decent roll. You can tell when you ask. There's immediately the bartender's eyes look like
Sorry,
straight
buddy, cut
away.
off.
We lost about 3 seconds of that, mate.
Oh, okay. Sorry. As I say, as soon as you kind of mention the gentleman in question, the bartender's eyes involuntarily kind of immediately shoot up to him, and you can see there's a moment of kind of apprehension. He coughs and makes sure no one's watching. He reaches forward, takes his gold piece, has a look at it, gives a little bit of a bite, puts it in his pocket. Those gentlemen over there, they belong to the Daggers. Gang around here. Basic, and he's like very, like really trying to keep it very hush. I would strongly advise, if you like all your innards where they are, that you don't fuck with those guys. They're hard men. Your body will wash up in the canal.
Right, but answer my question, please. Where are they staying? Please. I've just given
Those
you a
gentlemen.
gold piece. That's a lot of beers.
Hang on, what's my accent? Those gentlemen. I'm a half orc that talks like this. Fuck you if you don't like it. Those gentlemen. Oh, they don't stay here. They just drink here. They live elsewhere in the city. I don't know. I make it my business to not know fucking anything about them if I can help it. And you can tell, like, he seems pretty afraid. And like the only reason he's probably even told you this is because he doesn't want you to die. That's his like level of fear of these guys. Yep. Anyway, sorry. Over to you, gentlemen and ladies.
So I'm going to attempt to intimidate the guy who offered us initially to go give the same offer to the dwarves.
So you're gonna go over to the dwarves and
Basically, I go over to him and say, if you want us to do this, I need you to give the same offer to the dwarves right now.
Sorry. So you're Sorry, explain that
I'm,
again.
I'm sorry. Okay, so the guy that gave us the offer,
Yep.
I'm walking up to him and I'm saying, "Look, we'll do it, but we want to start a bit of a distraction. You need to go give the same offer to those dwarves in the corner."
But-
That's interesting.
Aren't the dwarves in the corner who we're supposed to kill, though?
Yeah.
No.
So he's like
You
basically.
mean these three guys
Yeah,
here?
so what he's saying is go over to the dwarves and offer them money to kill us. So potentially, they could
Come to us.
Yeah, come to you guys. And that said, you did roll
Okay.
a natural. You did roll a natural 20 on it.
Holy crap.
Probably the first punch,
Dude.
so we look like we're just defending ourselves when we accidentally slaughter them.
I gotta be honest here. Some of these choices I'm trying to fail them, and I keep getting 20s.
So look, basically, you are quite. You genuinely seem to be intimidating to him. He like kind of sits back in his chair, and he's not someone who's used to taking note of the lowly level ones and such of his town, but he has a moment where he like catches you like, oh, okay, this guy's serious business. But also, he's like, I understand what you're saying, but I cannot speak to those gentlemen. The reason I have employed you is that I do not want my hands on this. I do not want to touch it. I do not want to be seen near them. You're a very scary fellow, I acknowledge. So I'm happy to chuck another 5 gold, 35, then 25 upon completion. In recognition of just what an intimidating fellow you really are.
Fair enough, but if you don't pay up, I'm coming for you.
Too far beyond his, like, the whole thing. Even if you do a really good roll with certain persuasion, it's just too far beyond his intentions. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, we get it.
That. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And Kiri's literally writing down Andre's stats. She's gotten out a pen and a piece of paper and she's writing down his measurements. She's asking him really invasive questions like, so can you see in the dark? Yeah, what's your BMI? How much are you getting paid? Like, just getting it on scale.
Just to clarify, he wants us to take out the guys on the top right.
Yeah,
is that correct?
Top left.
Oh, sorry.
The
he
guys
wants
on
us
the
to take
top
out the
right,
dwarves.
they were the ones that Shalim was eavesdropping on earlier. So, excuse me. So they appear to be members of the Lord's Alliance, and you're not sure who the third is. The people we're talking about are the dudes in the black leathers up the top left. They look like dwarves. We'll say 2 of them are human, 2 of them are dwarves.
The 4 same-looking ones, yeah.
He wants us to take them out.
We'll need to follow them out, yeah. But we need to move away from the tavern, so we need to follow them out. And
I obviously misheard. I thought you were wanting us to take out the Lord's Alliance guys.
No, they would fuck you up, and you would regret ever having looked at them.
Challenge accepted.
Well, that was I did a session the other night with the good party, like an off-screen session. Got a bit more used to the game, and that was challenge accepted immediately. It was good fun though. Someone should rap battle someone. No, Paul, that's strangely not going to happen.
Yeah,
well, then my intimidation didn't make any sense because.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, as I was saying, like, they're the guys that we're meant to kill.
Yeah, I had it backwards. My bad.
Oh, good. We got there in the end.
Shalim is contemplating. Shalim really only trusts Andre because he intends to pay Andre well. And he says to Andre, my share in the treasure is yours so long as I can pick any magical implements from the corpses of whoever we're going to kill. And yes, it's not a good idea to kill in front of the watchmen, but you can kill in front of the trees or in front of the innocent bystanders that are helpless. You can kill in front of the old man taking out his garbage pail. You can kill in front of the grass in front of the
I
rock.
just love that Shalim's giving this like exhaustive list, and everyone else is even like the gentleman who's giving you this quest. Everyone else is sort of zoned out while Shalim gives this very exhaustive list of just how many places you can kill someone. Do go on.
Humans don't understand
The swamp's a great place.
And he just goes off on some weird conspiracy theory because, like, Charlem is actually not bright. He just thinks he is. He's charismatic and he's wise, but he's not actually bright. So Charlem just goes off on some random tangent talking about things. But he gives some friendly nods and what passes for a kind of a reassuring smile to his employer. And meanwhile, gives a few like knowing winks.
You mean?
Yeah.
So at this
knowing
point,
winks.
Wait, yeah. So on Andre, like this whole time, Andre just sort of like nods, like as if he understands, and basically all he's comprehending is, yeah, killing inside tavern bad, killing outside good, and that's pretty much what he already understood. But he's just like nodding and just going, yeah, okay, thank you for clarifying that.
So I think we're agreed.
Kiri literally writes on her piece of paper, moldable, as further notes, and then just puts it in her pocket.
Alright, so our gentleman.
So we're playing a waiting game, I think.
Yes.
I think we're
Have we
agreed.
accepted? Because we need to know where to meet our employer to collect our...
What's his name? Your name, sir.
My name is Winston. What are your names?
Do we have a note taker in the group? Because I suck at it, just thought I'd put it out.
I'll do handouts.
Oh,
But I'll do
is there,
handouts at some point.
Where's the exit? Where's the door?
Where's the door? Okay, front door's here. This one. Oh
Yep.
shit! Oh, don't move the wrong things, Josh. Oh, we've lost our door. Our door's gone. So that's a door out, and it appears there's another door up here in the top corner here. You're not really sure where that goes to, but it would be fairly logical to infer that it's probably to the inn part of the tavern.
So do you come from any merchant family or a noble family that we might know of? So we can follow up and make sure we get our completed...
Well, no, look, in terms of what I would say is, other than, I guess, the outward appearance of being a merchant, there is nothing about him that identifies him as a particular kind of merchant, being someone who deals in a particular kind of deals or belongs to a particularly well-known merchant family. This guy is entirely which is slightly curious in Kerry, because you do know the movers and shakers to some degree. You do have a bit of a handle on that sort of thing, and for him to have entirely escaped your notice while wearing the relatively fine clothes he does, it's not the oddest thing in the world, but it does bear notice.
Because you seem like someone who's moving up in the world, and I don't know, I've never heard of you, and I'd like to get you in my Rolodex, so to speak.
He looks over.
That doesn't exist in medieval times.
He looks over at you and he very pointedly makes.
So you've invented it. That's your note.
There we go.
Your journal of contact.
Are you sure it's not Team
You've invented the term Rolodex.
So basically, he looks forward. He very pointedly meets your eye in Kerry, and he said, "I believe I've already made clear one of the best ways to make money, obscene amounts of money, stupid amounts of money in this particular niche market is by not asking too many questions. You will know what you need to know when you've earned the right to know it. So go out and
It's like his version of your killing speech, Shalim.
Wait,
It's very similar.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
He's sitting next to me. Can I like slam my hand down on top of his hand on the table, and just like sort of say, it's just like, oh wait, shit, what was I about to say? Sorry, just like you say we will know the right. like why? Shit! Fuck! I had something that I was going to say. Just about like him being judgmental to us, and it's just like, and he's giving off the vibes to me like he's being a bit elitist, and I'm getting a bit of. And I'm getting a bit annoyed at him, and so I'm gonna slam my hand down on his hand and it's like stop beating around the bush. Like what? Like
Okay.
stop. What is the right? Tell me the right now.
He responds quite calmly to you doing that, which is good because I mean, good or bad. It was potentially an escalation, but you're dealing with someone who has a very low resting heart rate, and basically as you do that, he just looks up at you and goes, "It's simple. I have a job. You do it. You get paid. You prove to be good at the job. I give you more jobs. You get paid for those too. And in time, opportunities abound for people who can get jobs done quickly and easily."
Okay, I'll jump in. Oh, this is super lame.
I'll take my claw back off his hand and just sort of say, okay, Andre understands that.
Alright, so at this point he's going to look at all four of you, and I feel like he feels he's had the least guff from Shalom, even though Shalom appears dumb and partially insane. He's going to nod at Shalom and nod then at the door at the top of this building over here. And so basically goes, "So we're agreed you are going to perform the task?"
Put the money on the table, darling.
That's what I'm going to do. And he nods to Shalom, nods to the door. Shalom and him duck quickly outside of the immediate common room of the inn. Shalom comes back with a backpack on his back that has been produced from the merchant's voluminous robe. And he comes back and he does kind of indicate to each of you that there's 35 gold crown for each of you within his backpack. Seeing this and seeing that all appears to be in order, our gentleman friend's my cat has sat in front of the Roll20 screen. Cat, you need to move. We'll have a quick introduction to the cat while we're here though. There you go, everyone. Here's Sabrina. She's going to say hello. She needs to go away.
What's the difficulty rating?
Alright, he goes back to his seat, and after a little bit of time's passed, he didn't want to necessarily go straight back after leaving you guys. He strolls his way out of the venue. So there goes Wenzel.
Strolls his way out of the venue? I want to know where he's going.
Okay.
That's really... I don't even try to hide it. I just walk after him.
I guess he should have probably made clear before he did. He will meet you back here tomorrow night for the rest of the payment, should everything go according to plan. Then he left.
So is Shalim walking out after him?
Are you still walking
Shalim
out
is
after
walking. Shalim is walking out after him, and he's not even trying to make it a secret. And if Wenzel turns around, Shalim is going to wave and say, "By the way, do you mind telling us where you're staying? You know where to find us, but we don't really know where to find you."
He turns around at this point there's like a weary exasperation. He's like, "You guys really don't understand the no questions part, do you?"
Hold on, I need to jump in. So as Shalim's going out, I'll follow him out as well. And when I get to about here, I look at the bottom left door, and I'll do a persuade check, and I look directly at him and I say, "Someone's trying to kill you," and I walk outside. And then when I get outside, I'll run that check. I'll run that check to if it works or not. You can decide how that plays out. Where is it? Persuade. When I get outside, I yell at Shalim, "Hide!" And I will also do a hide check when I'm outside. I don't know what the outside looks like.
I was doing a very quick audio thing there because the chat was telling me the music was very loud, so I was turning it down. Can you just repeat what you just did? Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. So, yep. So Shaleem's got. Is it Shaleem? Is that right?
Yep.
Yep. So he goes
Shaleem.
outside. As he's going outside, intending to follow Wenzel, I will follow him as well. And on the dwarf nearest the door, I look directly at him and try to persuade him, in my persuading fashion. Someone's trying to kill you. And I walk directly out of the door. And as soon as I'm outside, I attempt to hide as I yell at Shaleem, "Hide now!"
Okay, cool. So,
I'll roll both of those
Wasn't the
checks.
plan.
So, what I would say is, as you kind of walk over to the four gentlemen and say, somebody is trying to kill you, one of them kind of nonchalantly responds, "Somebody is always trying to kill me, boy. What are you talking about?"
Oh, I'm already out the door.
You're already out. So they're shocked. Kind of like annoyed that you had the balls to talk to them without being approached. But other than that, it doesn't really register a lot. Okay, so we get outside. Orc is tailing our friend Wenzel. Cat, you're in front of the map again, which is really annoying. Anyway, so Wenzel is saying to you again, you know, like, to be very clear, it's no questions. What don't you understand? I will meet you here tomorrow night and give you the rest. Here, that's all you need to know right now. Information comes when you have proven yourself worthy of it. And so at that point, Orc bursts out and he's going to yell, he's going to attempt to hide. Decent stealth check there. I'm assuming you yelled hide before hiding, because that would probably defeat the purpose of hiding. So I guess, Shalim, it's your call.
I don't know the outside of the door.
Shalim is going to... it's night time, yeah? Shalim is a small individual, so it's pretty easy for him usually to just kind of make himself anonymous and small, so he's going to flatten out. Sure, he's just going to flatten out against the wall so that someone dashing out the door won't see him. Can he see Orc? Can Shalim see Orc?
Well, Orc's yelled out at you. The thing I guess I want to understand is you were just... Oh, that's a very bad stealth check anyway. So you were just literally... you were literally just in conversation with Wenzel. So explain to me how you kind of gone from there to hiding. Take me through it.
Oh, I presume that he's pretty happy with just pissing off.
Yep.
So I basically just end the conversation by just standing there. I figure, don't piss him off anymore, because I'm going to kill him soon anyways, so there's no point arguing with him.
Alright, so with an exasperated sigh, Wenzel turns on his heel and exits stage left. So we now have Shalim and Orc hiding outside the tavern, and we have Inkeri and Andre inside the tavern still drinking.
So if they need to do something in the meantime while I'm hiding, like whatever is a reasonable amount of time before I realize they aren't coming out the doors.
Okay, so we'll assume...
Inkiri's just drinking.
Yep, so you guys...
Yeah, I'm just drinking, like... I haven't even noticed. I've barely noticed that they've left. But then when I do, I'm just like, oh wait, where did the other two go? To Inkiri, I'm just like, oh wait, where did the other two go? Damn it, Charlie was meant to be getting me another drink. And if anything, I'm just annoyed.
What he's doing, darling? He's getting you another drink. I can see him over there, darling. Just stay with me. It's all good. He'll be back.
So after
I'm getting up to get my own drink.
After Wenzel disappearing, I guess Shalim and Orc, there's probably not... up to you guys what you want to do. There's probably not a lot that can be done outside.
Shalim comes back and decides to look around at the other people in the tavern, because there's this like elf-looking person, and there's like another merchant, and there's these shadowy figures. Like, who are these guys?
Okay, so which guys we're talking about? My cat's in front of the thing. The bottom.
I can't select them, but they're on the south side. They're on the south
left.
Side of the tavern.
Bottom
yeah,
left.
left and right.
Actually, hang on, I'm going to have to move my cat again. Funny you should ask that, because... You right, love? Meow. It's funny you should ask, because as you ask that, one of these two guys actually confidently strides his way towards the stage, and he begins playing gently on a lute. He does actually appear to be the entertainment for this evening. So Shalim and Ron, you both, John, you've both gone back inside, correct?
Yep,
All
I'm
right.
back in.
As
Yep.
Harkat, you just go straight back in front of the fucking screen. So at this point, as John, if you can stay, you just need to sit down. As John steps past them, he's almost past their table. I'm guessing maybe, I don't want to put roleplay in your mouth, but maybe a little bit sheepishly after just walking past them saying, someone's going to kill you. So you're kind of like daintily trying to creep back in, hopefully without them seeing. And you're just about to pass beyond the table when a meaty tattooed hand lands firmly on your chest. And he says, where in the fuck do you think you're going? What were you talking about earlier? Someone wanting to kill me?
You're supposed to
Shalim
follow me outside.
Shalim immediately
Sorry.
taps Andre on the shoulder.
When you see Andre's at the bar. Andre's at the bar, like just sort of like gruffly, like yelling at the bar staff, trying to get some more drink.
Give me a drink, someone!
Yeah, another round of drink for me and Inkiri. And then when I see Shalim, I'm gonna be annoyed that it's just like that you left me without buying me without getting me another drink. And
Drink
I'm like,
up,
no,
you old jack.
shut up! No, I'm getting my own drinks now. Just
I'm matured. I'm coming off with
I don't know what stupid what you're up to, but it's just like
Trying to
And Kiri
find
yells over,
out
you're an
more
independent
things
young man,
about
Andre.
our
Stand up for
influence.
yourself.
Yeah.
No, I
Good
like
boy.
it. It's
And
Andre's
then-
burgeoning
and then
independence.
and then when I get another round of drinks, I'm going back over to sit across from Inkiri, and I'll put down the two drinks and just
All right.
like
We will
and just
briefly...
hang out with Inkiri because Shalim's pissed off and doing other things. So I'm
Paying
just
you again.
hanging
What's
out.
your going rate?
I'm just hanging out drinking with Inkiri now.
Alright, so we'll pause that group for a moment there and watch the action with Orc and our meaty dwarven friends. So I say, and what are you talking about? Someone wanting to kill me, meant to follow him out. What are you talking about?
I'll just try to get out of his grapple and punch him.
Okay. Alright, let's do a contested grapple check or contested strength check.
Strength check, was it?
Yep.
Isn't it acrobatics?
Well, I mean, it could be. I'm inclined to do... hang on. Athletics versus acrobatics. Nah, it's not acrobatics. It's a strength check. It's grappling.
Okay, yeah, I think it's acrobatics or athletics for. I could be wrong.
Hang on. Happy to do
I would say athletics. I wouldn't
I wouldn't do a
unless
dex
it was like
check,
a
yeah.
snake. Like if it was like a snake and you could use like contortion or something, but you know, or if you're like a ninja or some shit.
I'm pretty sure it's both defensively. I could be. I'm happy to be wrong.
We'll do a rule clarification. I'm always happy to quickly Google a rule. It is not a problem. I don't know everything, just nearly everything. Alright, grappled. Yep, we know that. If effectively, yep, okay, but it doesn't say what the check is. Grapple check. Make a strength or athletics. So, yeah, either way, strength or athletics.
Strength or athletics.
Yep.
Yeah, not acrobatics.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
okay.
You could
That's
use that
saving roll, that's not a-
escape, I think, but not to initiate.
It's a skill roll, not a saving roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
But-
yeah. Technically, you just needed to click on strength. You click strength save. But either way, it's the same digital amount, if you know what I mean. Because it's still just going to be plus the strength bonus.
Oh, that is safe. Oh, sorry.
If you're untrained, it's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, it'll do anyway. So basically, you tiring of like this gentleman like holding you in place, you are able to use your well-honed monk abilities to kind of basically push one hand up into kind of like the crux of his armpit and use it to jolt him away. Are you sure you want to follow that up with a punch?
Yeah, I said it. Let's do it.
Okay. Yep. Roll to hit.
What kind of question is that? Are you sure you want to follow it up with a punch? Of course I'll...
Somebody grapple me. I would like.
All right. Yep. So, roll to hit him, and then that's like I guess the last. Okay. Whew. Okay. Your rolls are off the charts. So basically, you fucking send his hand aside, and then you send this uppercut, like fucking flashing up into his jaw. And there's a slight, like, you don't think you broke any bones, but there's a slight brief crack as it makes contact. And he basically, like, lifts a hand up to his nose, which is now like a little bit of a bloody mess on his face. He wipes a little bit of it, looks at the blood, in a very cliched fashion, tastes it. Not bad. You can punch. I'll give you that.
I'll just say never mind and keep walking if he allows it.
As you okay, sure. So you go to kind of turn away and keep walking. As you do, basically you hear the sound of him spitting, and a gob of blood lands not on you, but kind of next to your feet. He's like, "Don't think we'll fucking forget your face," and then he just turns back to his drinking. So, it's been an animated evening so far at the Dagger's Rest. We'll do a very brief summation of what's happened for those who might be just joining us. Our band of adventurers, having often seen each other in dreams, have arrived at this tavern, and they have been tasked by a mysterious merchant named Wenzel to kill the thugs operating out of currently the northeastern corner of the bar. Basically, you guys have agreed and accepted the job, for which you have each been paid 35 crowns. There was some interaction between John and the thugs. However, while they have said in a very threatening manner that they won't forget his face, we appear to be safe while we're in the confines of this tavern anyway. So that's where we're up to. We have our halfling friend. Where did he go?
So Orc is making new friends while me and Carrie are still drinking at the table.
Inkiri's literally doing that almost Blues Brothers moment where, like, a bar brawl starts out and she's just like, whatever, I'm drinking my alcohol.
I love that
Jerry
clip of that dude. I think it might have even been in Tassie, where it's like the major brawl around and tables are going everywhere and he's just like sipping his pint, not reacting. Alright, so like the evening kind of, it starts to drag on a little bit. We're heading towards midnight. The bard is doing a ripper job on the stage. The people in attendance are enjoying their drinks. It's not a bad night, and the grizzled gang member types appear to have basically kept to themselves. It gets to about say midnight, and at that point you guys are paying a level of attention. You do see our gang member friends start to get up. It looks like they may be about to leave.
I say to Orc, I say, why don't we could still use these criminals, and I like that you were trying to interact with them. Maybe we could get them to kill the merchant, and the merchant could kill them with his scary, mysterious ways, because he seemed like that kind of dick.
Or it would be more awesome just to go take them out. You gotta be a bit more direct. This is in response to your character.
Yeah. Charlie
But I like
clearly
getting
doesn't
money
like
from
it.
everyone. I like getting money from everybody and then killing them all.
Yes.
Just feel like we've left money on the table, but what's done is done. We need to get.
So
It's a
as
bit
you're having
complicated
this
now.
Conversation, the four gentlemen do. Cat, why are you in front of the screen for a fourth time? These gentlemen do start one by one, taking their way out of the bar. We'll say
And Kiri does the after you gentlemen motion to her compatriots.
Well, actually, I was just going to say, as the last one is walking out, I'll chase him down and throw a punch.
Sure. I guess.
And Kiri just turns back to her drink again and just starts drinking.
But I wink at Inkiri on the way by.
Okay, so I'm look. I'm gonna
You
say,
coming?
Orc. It does occur to you that you are in an inn filled with
Charlene's coming.
Sorry, buddy, you cut off it.
plenty of witnesses, including members of the Lord's Alliance, who are kind of keeping an eye on everything going on. You would love to do that, but given your current environment and surrounds, especially the fact that the bartender Thraim does have a couple of armed guards looking over his establishment, may not be the best idea. You decide better of doing the running, jumping punch to the head. Purely because you're surrounded.
As he goes out the door?
I would say if you were to do it while you were within the confines of the tavern, you would likely escalate the situation to a large degree and involve other parties and jails and potential things like that you may not want to do right now. I mean, it's entirely up to you. If you would like to go down that path, we can. I would suggest there is a more fun option that doesn't involve you just getting arrested right now.
I thought we were gonna track them. Although that does actually sound really fun. I thought we could trail them. Yeah.
That's fine. I'll follow them outside. And then whoever the guy was that I guess punched me or grabbed me or whatever?
You punched him. You out-grappled and punched him.
Sorry. Sure. By the way, I put in chat you can use acrobatics, but anyway.
Cool.
Basically, I'll walk outside and the original guy that I said, someone's trying to kill you. I'll say the same thing.
I quite like that. He looks back at you and he goes, "You're a dippy cunt. I've got no idea what you're fucking on about." Spits a couple more globs of blood on the floor and strides out. They appear like his demeanor when he does that. You're a gnat to these guys. They don't have to care. They're just like, whatever. That guy's talking some weird shit. He's beneath my notice. I'm gonna remember his face, but otherwise, I'm out of here. I don't care. So we can, I guess, safely assume that you all do decide to follow them.
Did we learn anything about them from that history check I did? All I know is these guys are really just local criminals.
Yeah,
but
so basically, I mean, you don't know the accumulated knowledge you have between your history check and I mean, it was like a 10 or 11, so, but also your conversation with
it was probably pretty crap.
Yeah, they are members of a local organised crime gang. You are not sure what the name of that gang is. You are aware that they do hold some... I mean, the fact that they're drinking in the same bar as the Lord's Alliance is, I think, telling to some degree. They're not in some dive bar in the dark end of town. They feel reasonably confident in who they are to be at, the same bar that you would find guards of the city and, reasonably upstanding people at, that they do have a level of societal influence. I guess the way I would describe it, it's not unusual in the Forgotten Realms. You know how you have that attitude if you watch mafia documentaries, particularly ones about the mafia back in Italy, where they have that attitude of, it's like, look, we don't necessarily like them, but they get things done. If someone does something,
they beat
them
the locals just like tolerate them because
they grease. Exactly. The locals
because
tolerate them because they
help
grease
their
the
mate
wheels.
out.
Exactly. So I mean, that's probably all you really know at this stage, and that's not necessarily that you know it intimately firsthand here, but you've seen organised crime before. You've seen how it often interlaces with the society and has a level of gained acceptance, and it would appear that's what's happening here by virtue of where they're choosing where they're choosing to drink.
Okay,
And Kiri will follow everyone out.
As destiny has drawn us together, friends, I call upon your skills. Who can track these gentlemen to their beds, and then I'll kill them while they sleep. That's absolutely what I'm capable of doing. But I don't need any brawl outside.
So
Oh, Andre, I forgot to mention, you can kill people while they're asleep. Killing in front of beds is also excellent. In beds or in front. In
Killing
bedroom.
them when they're asleep, man, that's
Killing
so
them when they're-
lame.
Oh, it's quite practical. I'm sure you'll find.
Sounds efficient.
Yeah.
That is allowed around here. If you
Well,
insist.
I can use my spells.
I'll stand up, and if everyone else is walking out, I'll stand up and like scull my drink, and then just like slam back down on the table, and then just like, so where we go, and I'll just.
I love that Andre's
I'll
potentially
follow everyone out.
involved in these clearly criminal endeavors purely
but
by
no one's
ignorance. I love it.
No one's told me what's going on, so
Yeah.
I've just been
No, I
sitting
get
here
it.
drinking
It makes
with
sense.
Kiri, and so while Orc and Shalim wandered off, did their own thing. No one told me what was going on, so I'm
it's
just
like
still
Shalim's just like giving.
Such a good meat shield.
Shalim's
And Kiri
like
likes him so much
giving
already.
lists of potential places to kill in, and as he
Oh,
does
good.
it, each time Andre's like, so I can kill there. I can kill there. That's okay. So like the rest of you,
I don't know. I don't understand this culture. Like I just.
so the rest
I
of you
like.
have a reasonable idea what kind of what's going on, that this is maybe not strictly speaking a task that adheres with the letter of the law. Andre, however, he's just kind of happily following the people who've been paid him and been nice to him recently, blissfully unaware that there might be some moral dimension to what's going on. So I guess
Can you check your PM?
sorry, yeah.
Can you check your PM for
Oh, yep. Cat, get out of that. Alright. Okay, Cat, stop that. Just go away. Go away, kitty. Alright.
Kitty!
Okay, so we'll have as they're walking off, Orc does walk up to and whisper something to one of the dwarves. The one he's already had a couple. Well, so they're two dwarves, two humans, by the way. The one he's already had a couple of negative interactions with. You're unable to kind of gauge any like specific of what's being said. He just looks at John again, and again for the third time summons quite a big globule of blood to his mouth, spits it at John's feet, turns on his heels and goes. So I guess we'll do a bit of theatre of the mind for a little bit here, guys. What I want to know is how you're following them, what you're doing as you're following them, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Ian
Well,
Kiri's going to dawdle behind everyone unless the meat shields do the exploring, so she'll just kind of like wander behind them, trying to keep tabs on the last one in
Alright.
front of her.
We'll do a marching order here.
I'll be
Andre, my
stealthing
goodly
behind
drac.
you as well.
Are you able to track these fellows? You do stand out in a crowd, and you stand out in this foreign nation of humans.
Yeah, you would say. Sorry, go on.
I'm not so good in the town, but if we have to go into the forest, I could definitely track them down, no problem.
All right, so we'll do a marching order. You're saying in Kerry you wanted to be towards the back. What about everyone else?
I'm
Okay, sorry. Andre, where are you? You at the front?
I was going to say I'm happy to leave for the front, but at the same time, I don't know what the plan is. So I'll defer to Orc or Shalim to tell me.
Fine, I'll follow him.
to tell me what to
Roll for
do
tracking.
because I don't know what the plan is. So
Okay, so
so
you
so-
guys are kind of related to Andre. We're just quietly following. We're just quietly following.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Once I'm told what the actual plan is, I'm happy to lead.
Beautiful. All right.
I'm attempting to stealthily track while following the whole way.
Yep, and that's man. Your rolls today are a bit ridiculous. Although I mean, the persuasion wasn't that great, but yeah, as you guys kind of marching along, well, not really marching. But,
Well, hang on. Well, sorry,
Go
Dim,
ahead.
but you asked how we do it,
Yep. No, go ahead.
and you asked marching order. So we got marching order, right? So we've got big man up front, then me, and then stealthy monk, and
I
then
think I'm leading, aren't I? I'm not sure.
No,
At this
well,
point.
we can.
Oh well, yeah.
Well,
I offered to let the monk lead because I don't know what I'm doing, and so
Yes, yes.
so the monk knows what the plan is. So
No,
Alright,
so he said
we
like
can
I don't
move
know how
our
to track.
token.
So I'm like, oh, fine.
It's all good. I'm still half drunk, so I'm happy to let the monk lead because you sound like you know what you're actually doing, and I'm happy to follow directly behind you and
Where did it go?
and be muscle when I need to. So if you want to lead, and then me and Shalim, and then Inkiri will follow behind us.
At each step.
Yeah, and
of the
Kiri's
way-
kind of just wandering around like that, drunken hippie
Yeah.
lady in town. Just kind of like tottering after using her like staff to hold herself up.
And each step
Well,
of the
that
way.
Just a little bit away.
All right. So to be clear, it's only Orc who is attempting to be stealthy. Is that correct?
I am
Well,
and tracking.
yeah, and if I see orc attempting to be stealthy, then I will be stealthy towards them. I don't want them to see us.
Yep.
I'm just going to whisper to my party. Let's let them get well ahead, just within barest range of our dark vision, and there's no reason why we can't. Is the streets empty? Are the streets deserted?
So one thing about Daggerford that you've noticed in your time there, the streets of Daggerford aren't necessarily, even at their busiest, particularly packed because a lot of the populace of Daggerford actually live in the immediately surrounding areas. So it's not unusual for the streets to be very quiet. And given this is around midnight, 1 a.m., they are pretty damn quiet. You do pass the odd guardsman.
So like Hobart, Launceston,
Yep,
Mall,
Hobart
Mall.
after 6 p.m. on any day. No, I suppose except Friday and Saturday. It's pretty dead. There's the odd bit of tumbleweed. You do see the odd guard. It's a little bit difficult to kind of blend into a crowd. That's not really an option in Daggerford just because crowds in Daggerford, I mean, apart from like festival days and that sort of thing, really aren't much of a thing.
So I'm going to listen then. I'm going to listen to their drunken chat. If they're dead silent,
Yep.
then
So they're not making.
if they're dead silent and there's nobody else to ask which way they went, I'm just going to stealth along and track.
So they're four very confident guys drunkenly walking home together, and they think they've got a pretty good idea of what the rough side of this city has to offer. So they're not making any particular effort to be quiet or stealthy or careful. Can I have a perception check out of you, please, Shalim, as you try and eavesdrop on their conversation?
Okay.
Kill box. Get him in a kill box.
One moment. Is there a full moon or is it pretty dark out?
Let's roll a d6. Anything above 3 is a full moon.
Are you a lycanthrope now as well?
Anything above 6, above
Oh,
3. No, it's not a full moon. There you go. Sorry, dice decided it.
I got a natural 20 on my perception.
Okay. So I was pretty much thinking with this roll, he has to roll a nat 20 or damn close to it to overhear this shit. So as said, they're not making any great effort towards stealth or silence, but at the same time, you know, they're a ways away from you, but you're just kind of trying to walk as quietly as you can and listen. And you're just able to pick up just one slight snatch of conversation.
Ooh.
You hear one of them remark, "Yes, they're still following us."
Yeah, that's their remark as Shalim steps on a branch and and is not
Yeah,
stealthy in
not
any
the
way.
best stealth check, but I mean, we've
They
also got
Wasn't the worst. It was a 6, but yeah,
All
it's
right.
not great.
Are they all?
A six
Are
is
they
pretty
all
much the
together?
worst. A six.
yeah. So
Are
basically,
they all together?
yeah,
Are the
they're in a
roads
clump.
fairly deserted? All right.
So what I
Inkiri
would say
how
actually,
far away are they from Inkiri at this
so
moment in
what I
time?
would say
Are
at
they
this
within
point,
90 feet?
yep. So following them, they do.
Oddly specific.
They've basically gone into the farmers. What's exactly is it called? Farmers Row, something like that. And they've been kind of leading you along this path, and you notice as they do, you're seeing less and less guardsmen. You kind of get to a point where the buildings start to appear to be a bit more kind of ramshackled. There's the odd destroyed building, things like that on either side. So you feel like you are following these guys towards a less safe part of Daggerford, should we say? Because as said, it's kind of not very well built up, and there's less guardsmen in the kind of area you've got to. I would say at this point you're within, say, 60 feet of them. So
Fabulous. Inkiri's going to put her hand down on the ground because she's been bored now and she's over it. Put her hands into the dirt with her staff,
hmm
and all of a sudden, around all of the guards, because they're all standing together, grasping weeds and vines sprout out from the ground and clasp onto them for a 20-foot radius square, and she casts Entangle
Yep.
to keep them all together for the boys to choppity chop chop.
All right. So basically, the four gentlemen kind of confidently striding down the street. All of a sudden, you hearing Kiri next to you. Is that vocal and somatic? Actually, it should be.
Yes, it is.
You hear her kind of begin to chant under her breath, and her hands begin to move in various different arcane druidic languages that you do not understand. However, at this point, you start to see this like green energy appear around the group, and then these vines pierce up from the ground and start to grab a hold of them. So they need to make a save. All right, strength check versus what am I?
DC 12.
Okay, they roll an 18, so they do avoid the entanglement. Until the spell ends, creature restrained. It's difficult terrain as well, I think. These plants
Yeah,
turn
it
to
is.
gray. Okay, all right. Let's bring up a bit of a map. 1 second. I won't move you players onto it for just a second while I prepare it. This is a little bit more hasty job than the tavern, which I believe will show. All right. So, by the way, if you are watching the stream, don't. Hmm.
Are you telling our audience to go away?
Yeah,
No.
please. Like this, I know this looks like
No,
a
no,
stream.
don't be our
Don't
audience.
anyone
Just
watch. Oh, what are you
why,
doing,
why are
wifey?
you watching this?
It's all good. Wifey's was making some camera adjustments. I think we ended up back where I was before you adjusted it. But thank you very much.
It-
Come say
It's
hello.
gonna
Come
get
say
ugly,
very
folks.
brief
Turn
hello.
away.
Nope, never mind. There we go. Quick hello before we get into the meat of this scenario. Hello, wifey.
Hey,
Hello.
All right, back to it. All right, so where were we? Hang on, I just need to get shit on the right layer here. Players, please don't watch the stream. Everyone else, keep watching the stream. We love you. I just need to. Why is it not working? Alright. Beautiful. So, select move. Let me move my cobbers. Why is it not working? Objects helps if you're on the right
While
way.
she's doing that, I look over at her and see she just made the things come right on the fucking ground.
Alright, so 60
Mm.
feet. So hang on, this is
That's
5,
awesome.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Yes, darling.
So about here. One of them has a torch. The one in the center, which is... I use dynamic lighting on this page. It's all very exciting. Alright, so the 4 of them... you can see abandoned, sort of decrepit-looking buildings on either side of the road. Let's move you guys into the right map. Alright, you should now see 4 gentlemen on the road. Let's put you guys up here and you can... Carry... Lon... Andre... Shelim. So I believe we had Andre and John in front, and Inkeri and Shalim. So we're obviously at the point where we're probably going to start...
Just seeing a black box. Is that what's supposed to be happening?
Yeah, I don't see any.
So you just...
Yeah, I'm seeing a black box as well.
maybe I'll
You
turn
might have
dynamic
to zoom
lighting.
out.
I can't find it. Anyway.
I've zoomed out. Don't worry, I've zoomed all the way
Let
out.
me turn dynamic lighting off.
It's
then.
just a black box.
All
It's
right,
probably because I got
just a
too smart for
suggestion.
my own good and tried to use dynamic lighting on this page. I'll turn it off. So 1 second. Dynamic lighting off. What about now, guys?
It's like half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a black box anymore. Yep.
All right, so I'm learning Roll20, ladies and gentlemen. I do thank you for your patience. Also having a quick puff on the Ventolin, because why not? All right, so this is the map we're on. And look, it's a little bit dark, but the center dwarf is holding a torch. So, I mean, it's not particularly hard to see them. They've just had Entangle thrown up, which has failed, but that is now difficult terrain. So I think at this point, given the rather aggressive action, we will all roll initiative. So I'll roll for these guys. It doesn't actually have
How did that happen?
doesn't actually have initiative on their character sheets for NPCs for some reason, so I'll just go Dex. Okay, 2. Oh my god, they crit failed. They crit failed. Hang on, let me
Sweet.
give everyone a turn.
Why couldn't that have been like the roll before? Damn
And
it.
advanced, where I gotta remember. Sorry guys, add turn. They can all have 1 turn. They'll move at the same time. Add turn to you.
Yeah.
Add
What a
turn.
roll.
Oop. I can't see. What are you drawing? Try me roll 20. Add turn.
Yeah, blame Roll20. It's all Roll20's fault.
I'm gonna move this down here so I can actually do it. Beautiful. Add turn. For fuck's sake. Add turn. Oh, I don't even know where she went. We'll bring her back in a sec. Add turn. Add turn. Flawless execution here. So hang on, we've got Shalom, we've got Bandit, we've got Lon, we've got Shalom again. Shalom gets 2 turns apparently. Lon, okay, Inkeri, and that's everyone. We just need to get rid of 1 Shalom.
You can just delete. Yeah, you can delete them.
Why won't it let me see the top of my... Oh, that's infuriating. Okay, now you have 3 turns. Just fucking clear it, alright? Remove all turns. Yes. Alright.
Let's try again.
Let's try again. I'm as said, learning... Oh, for fuck's sake, why doesn't it give me the top of my map unless I move the characters? Anyway, you have a turn. You have a turn. You... Oh, that's where Inkeri went. You have a turn. You have a turn. So Inkeri, Shalom, beautiful. That's everyone. Now, you have a turn.
Can I move myself back to where I was though?
Yeah, where everyone's
I'm not getting
moving
that
back. This was just because it wouldn't let me get to the add turn button when they were positioned
cool.
where they are. So you're up here. John and... Yeah.
Orc.
All right, let me put in. So in Kerry, you were 18.
18.
And Shalim, you were 11.
I got 11.
Andre was 19. Lon was 22. Nice one. And what were our bandit friends were 2. All right, so now just put it.
What's the distance of a square? 5 feet?
5 feet. All right, so basically,
I think on the stream you're getting the right hand side instead
I'll
of
fix that.
over
Sorry,
the road.
ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's right over there. Hang on, go over. Is there a scroll at the bottom? It's infuriating sometimes. Sorry, guys. Go over. How do I scroll? I can only figure out how to scroll up and down. Can't figure out how to scroll sideways. All I can think of the stream is it's not great. We'll do that though.
The way
Sorry for the silence, guys. I'm creating macros and shit.
Why wouldn't it let me scroll sideways? Oh, I know.
I don't
Never
think
mind.
anyone noticed until you mentioned it. So it's all good.
Sweet. No, I've forgotten my password.
I move the contents of the screen, but not the screen itself. Nope.
Can you just click and grab or anything?
Yeah. Hang on. Oh, I know what to do. Oh, all right. There we go.
all right.
Wait. Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Yeah, we're getting there. All right, there we go.
Cool.
There, fucking bang. Thank you for the clarification. By the way, guys, if ever you're watching one of my streams and there's a technical fuck up, do bring it to my attention. I appreciate it because then I can fix it. Beautiful. All right, we're looking good for a map then. All right, now of course that's fine. There we go. So you have the 4 gentlemen there, the middle one with the lantern. We have Andre in front, Inkeri at the back. Where's John? There you are. All right. Okay, so initiative order. Lon Jorrance, it is your turn.
Yeah, cool. I'm still stealth. I don't suppose there's delay turns in 5e.
There's what, sorry?
Like, can you delay initiative?
You can say I hold my turn. Or
until something happens.
Yeah, like I ready an attack action if someone gets close to me, or I ready a parry action if I'm attacked or whatever. Yeah, you do have that option.
So if I can choose to go, like for example, after Andre, that's the thing, or do I have to ready action first?
Yeah, you can do that. All right, we'll just put it
because I've been tracking and remaining hidden the whole time, so I will stay hidden as such.
Yeah, I'm just going to put the token on you just to emphasize that you've held your initiative. All right, Andre, your turn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. So I'll just.
You guys should be able to remove your own characters as well. I'm pretty sure you have access to that.
So
I'm just a little helpful tip for anyone who might be new to Roll20. If you click on the ruler and then you can actually measure distances, it's really helpful. Just make sure once you're done, you click back on select move up the top left. Otherwise, you'll be rulering everywhere. Sorry, Andre, go on.
Yeah. So I'm not. Should I go into a rage? Wait. So we're just killing these guys. So I could just Okay. Screw it. Yep. So I'm just. Yep. So I'm just going straight into rage mode. Wait. I'm trying to share the rage rules, but anyway, I get +2 damage basically.
Yep, not to attacks like we did last week.
There's a bunch There's a bunch of
What
other little
are the
stuff like I
rules?
get some resistance, but
Straight
basically
saving throws and
just
stuff as well, isn't it?
yeah. But basically just add +2 to this damage roll.
All right. So I'm
And
assuming you moved
so-
right up to here, yeah?
No, I've got a reach
Oh,
weapon,
10
so I
feet.
don't need
Okay,
to.
never mind. All right. So what's that? A pike? Okay.
Because-
Yep. That'll certainly give you reach.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
So
it's basically just a giant spear with a bone tip, but it's in rules wise it's the equivalent of a pike.
all right. So
But
Andre strides forward, and as he can do, you can see that he's clearly butt mad about something. He's and basically almost resolves itself in kind of a charge as he gets closer, and just bang. Even though they've kind of seen you guys coming, it still takes the guy in the front by surprise as a pike comes smashing into his belly, and basically you can see you've almost all but disemboweled him. His innards are kind of spilling out over the shaft of your pike. He's still standing, but he looks fairly worse for wear.
there was +2 damage on that, so that's
Okay,
nine.
beautiful.
There was
So
9
he
total.
is looking very worse for wear.
That's cool. I like a good impaling, so
All right,
it's a
so
start.
that's your turn.
And Kiri takes some more notes.
Yeah, that's good.
That's your turn, Andre. All right, in Kerry, it's all you.
Oh, did Orc
That's
wanna
okay, go
again?
ahead.
Is that-
Well, we'd have to
sorry,
flip a coin, I
no,
guess.
it's Orc's held turn. I'm sorry. Correct, you are.
That's cool. Did he hit the one in the front, did he?
He did, yep.
Okay. I will double check my real quick.
Ignore that. Will do, Damon. Will do.
Sorry.
All good, brother. All good.
Big boy.
So I will throw a ninja star at the one on the left, and it'll break hiding, obviously.
Yep. Go ahead.
I have to. I'll just roll an unarmed because it's exactly the same.
Yep.
Because I don't have the dart in there. So I'll just roll it, but it's the only difference
The
is it's
modifiers
piercing.
are the same. Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It is piercing if that matters.
Okay. So you were going for the one on the left, correct?
Left, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So lefty is gonna have -4. So you reach in to your jacket of sorts and produce a fine small metal star, and basically having been very concealed, low to the ground, quiet until now, you thing, and there's a slight, just the very briefest of whistles as the star flicks through the air, and you find it. You hear it. There's a meaty thunk as it catches into the fleshy shoulder of the dwarf standing to the left. You do it seems like he's affected by it. He's still standing. He's still going, but he doesn't love it. Anything else on your turn, Lon, or is that it?
No, that's it.
All right, in Kerry, you're up.
And Kiri pauses, tilts ahead, starts muttering again in Druidic, and creates like this ice spike in her hand, and then hurtles it towards the guy in the middle there,
Yep,
casting ice. What's it called again?
ice spike. Well, ice knife.
Ice knife.
Ice knife. That's right. Yep, chuck it. Click on it so we get it in the chat. I think that's
Clickety click.
Should be set up for that.
Did that before. I should say it was
Or was one of those that wasn't?
I think that one.
Okay, beautiful.
that one. There you go.
Okay. All right. Yep. Make a ranged spell attack.
Which is that one. How do you do it in here?
Oh, if you wanna, actually, that's
Or do
a
I
good
just-
point. It should. I'll set it up so it automatically does it. If you want to do spell attack, what's your spellcasting ability? Is it
4.
Roll a d20 and just add
Wisdom.
4. If you do the top left, just roll a d20. We'll add 4.
Yeah, I
That's
think if
what's
you,
the code for that?
if you just set it up as like one of your weapons,
okay.
and then you can
Yeah.
just click on it.
Okay.
So 14 plus 4 is 18.
Okay, so basically, you again quiet yourself and enter your happy magical place. And you basically, again, you hear a kind of muttering under her breath as her hands move rapidly, making signals in the air. And all of a sudden, in front of her, there congeals this big, thick bit of ice, slowly forms down, and bits chip off bit by bit until it forms itself into a fine, sharp point. Then she points forward to the dwarf thug in the front and sends it hurtling in his direction. Basically, he stands his ground and he kind of tries to deflect it with his axe at the last minute, but he can't. It basically goes straight through his forehead and he falls to the ground dead. Now the others within 5 feet must succeed on a dex save or take 2d6. All right, so let's do a dex save. What's your spell save DC?
Is 12.
All right, let's see if they.
Huzzah!
Okay, so basically, do 2d6 cold damage.
So many ones. Oh my god.
All right, so all of these guys all take the frost bursts out from its center in a nova, and you can see that it kind of strikes the dude standing behind it. -5. The one on the left is looking very unhealthy. The other two, I mean, they've taken a decent shot. They're still hanging in there though. And so I probably want to tell the people whose turn it is next. Shalom, you're up.
All right. Shalim is going to look to the left, to the right. Combat is joined. He can make out all the figures with his dark vision from his heritage. And are these buildings? These orange things?
They are fairly decrepit, broken, old buildings. You gather this as a part of the farmers' road that's seen much better times. So yeah, they are buildings, but fairly decrepit ones at that.
Could Shalim spend some of his movement to even get inside one of the buildings?
Sure can.
All right, and he's going to get inside one of the buildings and fire out a window.
Yep.
If that's possible.
Yeah, I think.
Otherwise,
look, they're let's say they're pretty airy. These buildings. There's definitely room to aim outside.
Okay, so he scans the ground for any bits of like broken, glass or masonry, but otherwise he's going to use his full movement to get in there.
Yep.
And he's going to start waving his hands around in like these really jerky, spasmodic motions.
Mm-hmm.
And something is happening to his body. It's kind of like contorting, and he's acting strange. And a firebolt is just going to shoot out.
Yep, 24 to hit. I would say probably hits. Which one were we targeting?
For a second, the macro didn't work.
No,
all right,
yeah. I'll need to word you up on
it. It worked fine. It worked fine, David.
Too well. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
So 24 is the hit, the 10 is the fire damage. That works fine.
Yep.
Shalim.
So which one were you targeting?
Oh, the one closest, me. So the one on the right.
All right. So basically, you concentrate for a moment and start taking your mind through the very, very familiar process of one of the very first cantrips you learned, and you feel the arcane heat energy start to form in your hands and get warmer and warmer and warmer until a naked ball of flame sits in your hand and you send it forward, crashing through the open window and smashing into the human thug on the far right, who screams in agony as he is consumed in flames and falls to the ground dead.
As you can see, Charlie looks delighted.
All right, is that your turn? Anything else, Shalim?
No, that's it. It's my turn.
All right, at this point, a couple of things are going to happen. So the two thugs that are still standing, they look, I guess, a little bit shocked about how things have gone till now. However, bursting from out of these, one of the buildings to your side, two thugs. You get the feeling you might have been led into a bit of an ambush. Two thugs stride out from their hiding place in the building, and they're both going to have a swing at Andre. And these two others.
Smash them,
These
my
two others are going to
bodyguard.
stride forward and do the same. So we basically have 4 hits on Andre.
Oh, Andre, my meat shield.
Oh no, my meat shield.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
All right,
Bring it.
helps if I bring up the NPC character sheet. Would probably help a little bit. Where are you, NPC character sheet? There you are. All right, so they do 1 hit per round, thankfully. So all 4 of them bear down upon you with their scimitars. The first one is going to roll a 14 to hit.
That will be enough right now.
All right, so he slashes forward with his scimitar, and you go to kind of like turn it aside, but as you do, it actually slashes down your arm and draws a slight bit of blood to your arm. All right, so the second one is going to take a swing.
Wait. Sorry, remind me, is with damage reduction, is it rounded up or rounded down?
Rounded up high. You always go with the higher damage, basically.
Cool. Yep, sweet. Okay,
So did
cool.
you have immunity or reduction on that, or?
I'm raging, so
of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Second.
No,
Second.
no,
Tough.
Not a fucking chance.
Wades
No,
in. He and basically
14 is
he
the
takes a
minimum.
big dramatic swing with a scimitar, but he doesn't look like he has good form, and it just kind of flies widely. It was more about the performance, less about the ability. Okay, so far you've taken 1 hit, you've dodged another. We have 2 more to go. Ooh, rolls a 21, which I'm imagining probably hits.
Yeah, sure.
Please take 4 damage. All right, the last roll. Can he dodge 2? The
No.
fourth rolls a 10. So basically, in a very quick like 12 to 15-second moment, you guys basically stride into this combat. Andre charges, and all of a sudden, very quickly, a couple of thugs drop. But then the pack that remain all find themselves surrounding Andre. They take swings at him, and you do see him cop a couple of wounds. You see blood in a couple of places on his armor. However, 2 of them, one he's able to parry aside, the other gets nothing but air, and he is still standing.
May they help a little?
All right, so that's Lon's turn. Top of the turn. Second turn, Lon, you're up.
Yes, I can tell.
Or Orc, I should say, sorry.
Yep.
That's why
So I'll say, finally a challenge. And I'll skippity-doo up to here. And I will...
You muted the... Hang on 1 second. Damon muted the wrong thing. Let me mute Damon.
I'm muted.
What? Shit.
You muted
Shit.
Roll20 instead of Discord. Sorry, go on.
That's okay.
Crim.
Oh,
Draw is draw.
all right. Yeah, you guys can still hear me.
Yeah,
Thanks.
just mute your Discord for a sec.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I need to do.
All right, sorry to go on.
Is drawing a weapon an action?
My rules, and I don't know actually rules is written, but the rules I go for, you can draw as like a...
You can draw a weapon as part of your movement normally.
Yeah, well, so my ruling is basically you can draw as like a bonus action. You can't sheath and draw though. So my ruling generally
Okay.
is if you want to switch weapons in combat, you need to basically drop and draw. So if you want to,
Okay.
otherwise it's an action. If I want to switch from my sword to my bow, that's an
So-
action. If I want to just drop my sword and draw
So
my
just
bow
for-
straight away, bonus action is how
Makes sense.
is
Just
how
Yeah.
I homebrew it.
Just for
Yeah.
simplicity's sake,
Drawing. Yeah.
my monk has a spear, and so he uses it as a walking stick, etc. So by default, it will be out.
Yep.
In his right hand specifically, and unless I explicitly state it, he's walking with it. Yeah.
No, that should be free as part of your movement then.
Just to,
Oh yeah, no,
just,
we can assume you already had it. That's fine.
The only reason I say that is because some characters, like a monk, do have specific, like, if this hand is empty stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just to clarify.
Or,
I'll say, let's go giant buddy, and I'll strike the middle of the three with the spear.
Yep.
There, 2 seconds. Still learning the interface. There we go.
All right. Yeah, that lands. Okay, so you strike forward confidently with your spear, and you find it catching. It catches the thug in the hip, and finds purchase, and you basically pull it free. And as you do, you see the gout of blood follow your spear as it exits. He is. What was your hit points? Local.
And okay.
Hang on. So what damage was that? That was -4. Yep, sorry, go on.
And in a fit of thrill, I also go for a kick on the left dwarf.
Yep, sure.
Which is a bonus action unarmed.
Yep. All right, you basically stab forward with your spear, and then in lightning quick, you turn on the other. You turn on the other thug, and you aim a kick for its solar plexus, kind of trying to wind it. However, it basically pushes, it like catches your foot in midair and throws it aside. You unfortunately do not land with that strike. Is that your turn?
Damn it! Not again. Yes,
Andre, you're up.
Okay, so last turn, Andre charged in a rage, just ran in with his giant hunting spear, just impaled a dude, and just as he was impaling him, he wasn't quite dead yet, and then some ice shards threw out of the air and killed him. And so as he was lifting him up and impaling him, he died in the air. And so now this guy on the end of my giant spear
Yeah.
is dead. And so I flick the dead guy off my spear, and then just turn to the next one in front of me, which I'm assuming is where's the rulery thingamajigga, blah blah blah. How do I use this again? That's it. Wait, no snapping. Yeah, so this guy right here in front of me.
Yep, sure.
Is that showing up on the map?
Yep.
Anyway, yep. So the guy right in front of me. So I'm just gonna So flick the other guy off my giant pike.
Yep.
And then just go to just like double hand it over my head and just go to him.
Swing for the fences, homie.
Impale him.
Oh, I don't play crit fails, so while you don't do any damage to yourself,
So good.
You're a well trained, you're a well trained barbarian.
So I just angrily just jam straight into the ground and just
so basically he takes a really big swing, and you can tell that he's put everything behind this one swing, really hoping to hit the fences, and instead what happens is there's a loud clang as his weapon actually bounces off the road beneath you. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
All right, and Kerry, you're up. And Kiri, I should say.
Also, by the way, I forgot to do that first, but yeah, so that was my rage round 2, and I'll be back. Keep going.
No worries. All right, and Kerry, you're up.
And Kiri actually backs up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then she will cast, kind of like, again, with the casting, spits out of her hand this swamp-like vine that's covered in all these thorns out to the nearest guy
Mm-hmm.
and tries to attack him.
Yep. All right.
Hey.
Thorn whip. Make a melee spell attack. So if you do roll 20 plus you, yeah.
+4, that's 20 all up.
That absolutely
I'm assuming-
definitely hits. The creature takes 1d6. So which one were we targeting again? Sorry.
Well, I can't hit any of the other guys because these guys are in the way,
That's
right?
the one next to Andre.
So the only one next to Andre is the only one I can get.
All right, we'll go. So 1d6. Yep. So,
And he takes 5.
all right.
And then he needs to make a he's large or smaller. I pull him 10 feet towards me.
Okay. He's medium. What are you? You're medium as well, aren't you?
So if he's large or smaller, I can pull him towards me.
Oh, okay. Yep. Well, yeah. Yep. You can. Did you want to do that?
Yes, please. Save
All right. Okay.
the meat
So,
boys from getting smacked too much.
yeah. So basically, you reach over and quickly summon your druidic powers, and immediately a whip bursts forward, almost as if from the center of your hand, and strikes this thug and actually wraps around his neck and pulls him 10 feet towards you before the arcane vines disappear into thin air.
And she will use the last of her movement to go boop, boop, boop. Thanks.
No worries. All right, Shalim, your turn.
All right. Shalim has eyes on this nearby thug. I trust.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so the thug closest to where he's kind of hiding, he's going to stealthily mutter some dark phrases, and he's going to stealthily mutter some dark phrases and try to finish off this thug who's possibly trying to break off after Inkiri.
Yep.
All right, Shalim Lush summons a hand, all bones and hanks of rotting flesh that pounces upon his victim with the alacrity of a Gong Chong spider. 23 to hit for 2 necrotic damage.
What's the
from
actual spell? I definitely need to raid your head for your macro knowledge, but what's the actual spell?
Chill touch.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, all good.
Yeah.
So that was 2 damage. All right. He looks at this point like basically, yeah, you summon the chill energy. So, hey, isn't chill touch a touch spell though?
No, it
Okay.
summons a. I know it's really badly named. It does necrotic damage, not cold damage, and it summons a hand at range.
Okay.
But
so
I think in 3rd edition it used to be a touch spell, but
So
now they've
an
changed.
undead hand appears in the air before Shalom as he finishes his arcanic chants, and you see like basically kind of this zombie kind of weird decaying flesh hand basically strides forward and it just pokes the thug really hard, and as it does you see like this like purpley green necrotic energy burst forward from the finger and over the thug, who kind of like coughs into his hand, and you can see a gout of blood over his fist as he does. He is still standing, but he's certainly the worst for wear. In fact, pretty much all of them bar one are in a very sad and sorry state.
Sorry, one more thing. As an all-knowing DM, you would know that Chill Touch also gives him disadvantage against me until I think the
All right,
end.
we'll give him an icon so that we remember that.
turn.
He's got a snail icon, not that icon. All right. Okay, so at this point it is the bandits' turn. However, they have a pretty firm handle on the situation, and you can kind of see it dawning upon the 4 that still stand that they are not the victors in this conflict, and that to continue to kind of pursue violent ends right now would not be to their interests. So one of them, basically the one who still looks like he's a little bit healthy on the right side, he looks to the others, he nods, and they all three actually throw down their weapons. We will have the conversation with them and all that sort of thing as the kickoff for our next episode for the Evil Party. So thus far today, we'll wait for Kerry to get back. So we'll
Sorry, guys.
Wait. But okay, Andre's still in a rage.
Yep.
So
So what I say,
even if they throw down their weapons, I'm not 100% convinced.
That's fine. I'm very happy. That sounds like an interesting dilemma to roleplay the next session. Do you actually get to talk to him, or is Andre still just taking heads and nailing them to walls? So that's where we'll basically call the session to an end. What you may have just missed, Adela, is that the realizing that they weren't going to be the victors here, the thugs have all thrown down their weapons. It looks like that they would like to talk. Whether Andre will let that happen or not, we do not know. However, that's what we will kick off the start of our next session with.
We will.
So do have a handle on. I won't be touching your character sheets in the meantime. So do have a handle on where your spell slots, your hit points, all of that sort of thing was up to. We will kick off with the conversation or violence that will ensue with these three gentlemen. All right, so I guess thank you very much, guys, for joining me and playing today. I will definitely love to have all of you back again as the Evil Party continues to grow and evolve. It's been a while since I've DM, so I'm getting back into the swing of things. I do thank you guys for your patience dealing with the odd rule I may have forgotten and that sort of thing. I'm looking to probably do this every Saturday. What I might want to get to a point of doing is actually doing a scenario, a setting, whatever you call it, for each, the good and the bad party, one after the other each Saturday, run both groups. I don't know if I will have the stamina to do two groups in one day. We'll see. But it's currently in the planning phases. Thank you heaps for you guys for playing with me tonight. Thanks heaps to those people who've watched it and who contributed in the chat. This is definitely something that's evolving and growing, and we're only going to get better from here. So thanks heaps, guys, for joining me tonight. Let's see if there's see if there's anyone we can raid.
Thanks, everyone.
I'm not really
Thanks,
familiar
DM.
with raid.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, DM, sir.
No worries.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the Dungeons and Dragons audience, so let's see if there's someone we can raid. I probably shouldn't. Then I'd be like, "Oh, this is how you meant to play that game." All right, we've got someone. I can't apparently it's Dungeons and Dragons, so let's hope it's good. We'll raid that guy. All right, so all 500 of you, we're gonna go give Gary Conklock Geneva a look. He's apparently playing D&D. Enjoy. Thanks heaps for joining me. We will catch you all next time. And for my swagger guys, I'll be back in about 2-3 hours for Grand Arena. So see you guys for that. Peace.
Bye.
Good night.
Gotcha.
All right. The end
Bye-bye.
stream button.